Hello, everybody, and welcome to the table.
Hello.
We are here with episode 85 or something.
Or 85, that works.
Yeah. Well, thank you, everyone, for watching. I just realized this week when Eve let me know that I have like 30 videos online that need to get uploaded to YouTube. So if you're working on catching up and you're like, I've watched all the ones on your YouTube channel, you don't have any fucking idea what we're doing right now. So we better recap because there's a couple episodes that still have to go up. Do you guys want me to? Do you want me to recap from last time? Last week. This is week 2 in a row. I get so excited. You don't even know.
Nice. On a roll.
Shall I recap?
I can do the right on my recapping.
Yeah.
I'll give you a break, man. You've been talking for a lot. So So after starting a goblin war between Auntie Spleen. Okay, God, I can't remember the name. Spleen and Auntie Talk. I remember Auntie Talk. The pro awakening / not really anti-awakening, I guess just ambivalent to awakening or like unaware of it. But those two factions started to rumble. We had a naval battle. Well, I don't know if it's naval or it's on a lake. I guess it is still naval, right? It's on a lake.
Hey, as someone said, a lake is an ocean to a goblin.
That's true. That's a good point. So the two armadas clashed on the lake. A giant eel appeared, almost ate Rhea, and then was beheaded by, I think, Auntie Talk. Was it John Luke or Auntie Talk? It was one of the two.
No, it was Auntie Talk.
Because I was about to eat John Luke, and then she jumped with the meat cleaver.
Yeah.
Good old Auntie Talk. And then the winning faction of the lake battle, which was Auntie Talk's faction, went to besiege the compound. Not a compound, makes it sound like it's like a cult leader, like it's Ruby Ridge or something. The compound of Auntie Spleen, and that's kind of where we left. Mina was going to stay at Rhea's parents' house, and then Rhea and Vogue were going to go off to Under the Bridge Land to do some drugs.
Yeah. They also you guys also had just an armful of drugs, just a whole lot of drugs that you got from Willie Grunyon's boat that he seemed to be smuggling into Grunion Run.
And the boat then had a building dropped upon it.
And then a building dropped on the boat because
we save it. Are all the drugs gone? They're lost, or
no? They're everything I could fit in my backpack as we were going down.
Yeah, some were definitely lost, but many had been grabbed before.
Oh yeah, I remember you said you were holding the backpack above the wall. I remember that.
Yeah. Correct.
Don't get it wet. Yes.
All those fish should be high as fuck if it got wet, man.
Oh hell yeah, they're dreaming. You'll be dreaming with the fishes.
There was an awakening in that bag though. It was just
there was awakening, dream, and spree. There was no opium.
Unfortunately, that's the one thing Rhea would have wanted.
Yeah, that would have been good because that stuff's expensive.
Shucks. Well,
there's some moon business. There's some business with the moon, wasn't there? Should we mention that?
I mean,
yeah.
Do we want to talk about this? Because here's the thing. Rhea has always been a big fan of the moon, so they're assuming that the moon's talking to her now. But she is a tiefling, and tiefling are associated with devils.
So here's the thing. These motherfucker, I'm gonna call you all motherfuckers. These motherfuckers have made the terrible choice of having their like out of game in between session talk on a channel where I see everything, and I try not to, but I really think I actually was gonna suggest that those conversations just put them on the public channels, right? Because then other people can on our Discord, right? Other people can weigh in too. A lot of those might be, what the fuck are you talking about? You're like, oh, we played other campaigns and we did these, but I'm not. I can neither confirm nor deny. So when they look at me, motherfuckers, as I decided to call them, and say, Matt, you're awfully quiet right now. I'm like, but I can't tell you. I can't. That's not what I'm doing. I can't neither confirm nor deny. I'm agnostic to your conspiracy theories about why the moon is talking to this red devil lady.
But if you have any guesses, put them down below.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah. Why do you think the moon is talking to this opium-loving pseudo-goblin? Why? But I think that's where we were. We decided that we were going to do a little bit of downtime last time. So we left off, for those of you keeping a calendar, feel free to DM me for a calendar. I'll be happy to distribute. We left off on the 31st day of hell in the year SF 1298. We were going to do 2 weeks of downtime, which get us till this night of the goblin, more than night of the full moon, to the winter solstice, which is also known as the night of silent dark. We're going to talk about what you all were doing in that downtime period, but first, just to get a few things out of the way, my ever forward moving friends here that always want to be pursuing things, you were looking for an auntie, a goblin auntie named Spleen. I can't find her. She's nowhere to be seen. Not only have you not seen her, nobody else has seen her. It seems that after that confrontation you had with her before the Goblin War started, Auntie Spleen jumped in the Brute Lake and disappeared, along with her little guys. Those little weird, pale, big-eared, big black-eyed, creepy, sharp-toothed guys that she was hanging out with.
Man.
The Goblin War, of course, the Goblin's code of honor and conduct is absolute, and a Goblin War cannot end until the other auntie is killed. Yeah, they got around that. So what happened was, one at a time, little by little, the goblins that were part of Auntie Spleen's faction, with Auntie Spleen nowhere to be found and not wanting to die, defected to Auntie Talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So eventually, they just, there was no more Auntie Spleen people, and then Auntie Talk in a big ceremony, wearing a headdress made by Riowin's mom. In fact, this big, tall monstrosity, 3-pillared conglomeration of hats. It was actually always supposed to be tall, but it was so tall it didn't stay up, so they kept adding counterweights, and eventually ended up being 3 pillars, which really had a great effect to it on its own. Publicly declared victory. And right now, there is no auntie of that particular pier jutting out into the lake. Although I'm sure someone will take up the mantle soon. Those were the big hanging threads you all had. So I'm gonna ask you all now, what are you doing with your couple weeks of downtime? If you want, why doesn't everyone roll for initiative, and we'll see what order we're gonna get your little story threads from. Riowin, that's a 4. I think we're gonna wait for yours. Hot sec with a 4 there.
If you want to roll initiative, I don't know if I've ever been asked so politely. Sure, I would love to roll initiative.
It's a rhetorical trick. It's a really Vogue, you were unsure, but now I'm sure you're going first with 15. What is Vogue doing in these couple weeks?
All right, we got a couple plans, but they're sort of sequential and they depend on each other's success. We'll see how many of them we can get through. So, first item of business is upon arriving back at the bridge with a backpack full of goods. Some of them are sampled, but the rest need to be hidden until the following day. So, assuming we make it through the night without the famine dropping on our heads from above, Vogue would invite Rhea to figure out how to sell almost everything they've got, because their coffers are woefully empty at the moment.
She will accept upon one condition. We shall go see the guy that fucked her over with that silly little dagger first, and teach him a lesson.
First?
I'd like that, I think.
Okay.
That might be more of a not downtime activity. That seems like a mission. No? I mean...
Okay.
Yeah,
well, could we case his place during downtime? Just
that would make sense. Yes, kind of seeing what's around, like planning for things. Yeah, I think going and trying to fuck with this NPC that came up in session 1 that didn't at all seem important, even though your entire storyline jumped off from this NPC existing. Was it Walter White? Is that I didn't look. I don't have it up. I think it was Wally White or something. Yeah.
Walter.
Yeah, wearing a hat and glasses, telling you he's the one that knocks. Yes. So if you want to case out Walter's place, you could definitely do that. But let's finish up Vogue's kind of stuff first. Even if he's with you when you're doing other things,
Yeah. So I'd take stock of what we actually ended up with to try to get a feel for how much Awakening Spree and Dream I've collected. And then basically half of the spree would be retained to start. The rest of everything else would hit the market. And we would try to avoid Kier and any of his known goons. So maybe we'd go a bit further afield out of the run through the rest of the western farmlands.
That makes sense. You would definitely know people from around here. So the first thing, how quickly are you trying to get rid of this stuff?
So I would be taking a discount for sure. Like instead of trying to do a gold per spree, I'd sell it for 8 silver, 7 silver. Dream, I don't even really know what it goes for, so we'd have to establish that. And then the Awakening, I'm just trying to give to anyone who's willing to pay, except for a little bit, so that I can wake up from the dream when the time comes.
I feel like we would have a lot of success selling the Awakening to goblins, specifically the ones who defected, because Auntie Spleen's goblins use that shit a lot.
Genius. See, this is why Rhea is Volk's friend.
I have my moments.
Okay, where am I? I don't have my notes on drugs. Why can't I find my drug notes, guys?
Yeah, what the hell? Don't you open that first?
Oh yeah, no, it's right here. Okay, I got it. Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, where? Nope, it's right there. Okay, it is in my main document. I got it. It's right. It's below the notes on flowers. Cur's Tears? No, you guys made that shit. Don't go. Oh, you made that shit up. I just wrote it down. Okay. So you're gonna work on selling this stuff, kind of piecemeal, right? Like,
so that's my first order of business. So I don't know how you want us to roll anything, because if we succeed and we get enough money, then I've got one super quick thing and then one slightly longer thing.
Yeah, let's do a roll. Let's do a. I think finding people to buy it is not the hardest thing here. I think it's keeping it under wraps, since like you don't have a house and live under a bridge.
Can Rhea offer her place as like a stash house?
Absolutely, yes.
Sure.
Okay,
so we split it up into a couple different stashes so that we're not
all right, so you've changed the plan 3 times. Where is the location you're stashing your things?
So most of it will just remain under the bridge. Let's just keep it simple. That's where we did it. The bridge looks very unattractive and it's not good for tourism. So hopefully no one's going poking around.
I feel like if a druggie is walking the street, he's gonna look for drugs under a bridge. I feel like
that's how you found your home. Okay, so some of it is in Rhea's house, most of it is under the bridge.
Yeah.
Why don't you roll a sleight of hand? I think is the best thing. Dex based. Let's see how well you're able to hide it.
Okay. All right. Here we go. First roll.
At disadvantage. At disadvantage, please.
Disadvantage.
Yeah, we're gonna do a scene after this roll. Yeah. Maybe. Let's see.
Oh, 15.
Nice.
Disadvantage. All right, that's not too bad.
Okay. And I might do when I do downtime things. I like to maybe do little scene. Like the little snippet of a scene that might represent the broader picture of what's going on. So one evening, oh, that's too intense. No. I wish I could rename the tracks to like
make them easier to replace.
Well, level of intensity or when to use.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, throw on whimsical drug raid. That's what
This is more it. Okay. One evening, Vogue, you're sleeping under the bridge. Right, and I think it's pretty wide. I mean, this is where like this is where all the things kind of go when they're coming to this part of the Western farmlands towards the run, even beyond. And you're woken up in the night to the sounds of dogs barking. Yeah, you see, like, yeah. What do you do? And I'm gonna say this role is actually gonna stand in for how this scene goes. So you can just kind of tell me like what you're doing, what's happening.
So first, I'd listen to try to figure out like, are they close and approaching, or are they like barking at some random passersby far away?
No. They are coming. They are coming on the road over the bridge.
Oh shit. I'd better. So the drugs are stashed in and amongst the dirty stack of pots that's near my campfire. So as a chef, there's a lot of experimentation going on. So in order to continue with this, the remains of dinner, which was, grunion stew or whatever, I take and add to the pile. So there's a bunch of freshly, like, it was still near the fire, so it's kind of like not quite burning, but it was quite pungent and infused. And I scatter that all over the dirty pots and pans, among which there are little satchels of good stuff hidden.
Yeah.
And then I lay back down as if I'm sleeping.
Okay, you're just staying under. You're not trying to see what's going on.
I'm just hoping they won't bother me here.
Yeah. What you hear then from above you, is from a distance, and like immediately in an instant they are right above you on the bridge, and you hear like whining and sniffing and barking, and then you hear people that sound, in armor that sound like they're like hustling up, and you hear, what is there something around? What do you smell? And you hear barking again that's like, and then again far away, like hundreds of feet away instantly. And then you hear the feet of the armored individual continuing on, running off the bridge.
Oh, I was about to pull out the troll act. Well, that'll get you going.
And this is not a terribly infrequent occurrence that you deal with over time.
It's a lot more stressful pushing than using, I'll tell you what.
Who would have thought?
Well, I don't know. Seems pretty easy. Kier's always happy, never worried.
Kier's a little shit.
What else are you trying to do?
So if we've established an income and it is of sufficient size, then I am late on my guild fees. So I'd like to go take care of that.
Sure.
And then I have an idea for a new cuisine experience that I'd like to, in order to go a little bit more legit, we got to launder some of these funds. So I got to start having a side business as well.
Okay.
But to do that, I feel like I got to be in good with the guild so that they don't come slap me for,
Yeah, I think in this particular guild, as in many others, not that abnormal to rack up fees over time and then pay it off when you get good. So easy enough.
So how much are we? What's the magnitude? Are we rolling sales? Do you have a number in mind?
Just why don't you tell me everything you're doing, and then when we're done with downtime, I'll tell you kind of what you've got going ahead.
Okay, perfect. So the last piece is I IRL just visited India and had an amazing food experience there. Food called pani puri, which is what Vogue does is he gets these little sheets of like pastry. So he spends some time making pastry. He then finds the roundest river rocks he can and wraps the pastry around the really hot rock so that almost all the way around. So it ends up being like a ball with an opening on the top. So he makes a ton of these shells and puts them like in a box on a little cart that hopefully he has enough money to buy. Then he prepares like 16 different ingredients. The main 3 being a pot of mashed potatoes, a pot of boiled chickpea stew, and something that he calls flour water, which is this vat of brown cooked broth that has been infused with like all of these different floral aromatics. The rest of the ingredients are like, fresh herbs or chopped up spicy peppers or, what have you, all sorts of different garnish. And the way that this process works is he has these little clay bowls where he'll take his cart around, set up, and if someone does want to buy, and they're 3 for 3 silver, and you got to buy them in batches of 3, otherwise you don't get the experience. And as the guest waits, Vogue hands him a clay bowl, and then he grabs the pastry shell, spoons a little bit of potato in there, spoons a couple chickpeas, and basically just goes around as fast as he can, almost juggling these different ingredients in different combinations into this pastry shell, which he then places into the clay bowl for the patron. And he also, his secret ingredient is that he is adding a little microdose of Spree, just to get people...
You motherfucker.
Of enjoyment.
Return customers.
Return customers, exactly.
Thank you, Coca-Cola.
Why is that stuff so good? I always crave it.
That's smart, honestly.
It worked for Coke. It can work for Vogue, too.
Whenever I eat this shit, my gums itch like crazy. Okay. Yeah, I think that's fair enough. That might actually be a good way. If you have these ingredients that you're pushing around in a cart, maybe you have another little compartment that has things to sell out of there. It's a good way to get that done. All of that sounds very doable.
Awesome. That's it for me.
All right. Next is going to be Riowin with a 4 because Mina got a palsy, not palsy. That's a paltry 2 there. So Riowin, you got a couple weeks. What are you doing?
I think Rhea first stayed at home for maybe a day or 2, thinking over her spiritual experience that she's had. And I think also her hair has been growing out. And so now that she has like this huge mane of like curly hair, I think she's gonna take the dagger her dad carved for her, and she's gonna like kind of put it up in the bun and put the dagger like poking out like horns. So now she has her ram horns, obviously, and those 2 little poking white horns at the top. And I think they kind of feel self-righteous now that they've had this experience, like, oh, I'm chosen, this moon entity spoke to me, and they're glad I'm alive. So I think they're gonna go around doing work, so like intimidating not clients, but people of the run.
Collecting doing some
collecting from the people of the run. And I think like they now have this signature move. I don't think they're hiding their magic as much as Mina, so like she'll snuff out lights when she enters home, or like she'll create illusions moon related to like scare people into submission. So I think she's trying to make a name for herself around this idea of like moon worshipping thing. And on the side, she'll sell the drugs that Vogue gave her.
Buy some drugs, the moon will eat you.
Woo!
Okay, so first give me an intimidation check.
This one's important.
Oh, hell yeah.
This one's so
to
important.
See how you're doing in your work that you do for the Golden Famine, right? This your little neighborhood gang here.
Oh, fuck!
That folks is a tanner. Riowin's got a lot of things going on, right? She's got a lot of. It's a +8, by the way. It's a nat. That's a natty 2.
Yeah.
So, for those of you keeping.
The worst part is I was telling my dad, "Yo, Dad, I got a 20 in charisma now. The only way I fail my rolls now is if I have a 1 or a 2."
Your dad guest star. That needs to happen at this point, right? Can he go? Be willing to do that.
That was important, man. Fuck.
So you're trying to get back into helping out the Golden Family. You don't have your leader because a hole was blown through his chest, but you still have this kind of amorphous, leaderless group that still has their claws into this neighborhood. But I think between a combination of your distraction with these other things that are going on, and the fact that like the most intimidating the person who's like, I'm gonna tell dad if you don't give me the money, right? Like the heavy was publicly executed by a magical blast through the chest. Like it just doesn't have that that bite that it used to. So you're not doing as well as usual in your collection game.
That's fair.
I think you and the Golden Famine in general are having difficulty with it. Yeah. On the other hand, you can roll a persuasion check to see how you do trying to sell.
All right.
You know,
the stick didn't go so well. Let's see how the cat goes.
No!
You went from a 92 to a natural 1.
Are you serious?
I hate this game. I don't. I love it, but fuck.
Everyone has a couple, you know.
It was supposed to be my big comeback. Fuck.
You might be having a bad day, a bad week, or even a year.
No.
Yeah, you have a bad couple weeks. Just difficulty. You're just not. Your hair is on fleek. Your finances are fleekless. I think is where you're left at the end of this. Did you also want to try and stake out Walter's?
Come on, give me a third roll. Go on. Third time's a charm.
Walter's place.
And I'm helping.
Yeah, I think that's just a perception check.
I don't have +8 on this, by the way.
Yeah, you can just give me a perception.
Could we do that one together to have a better chance of success over like a span of time?
Nah, I think it makes sense that Rhea, this might have been the thing that distracted her, right? Because remember, this is on like the other end of this. This is like far.
Yeah.
This is like I'm taking a day to do this. And while you might have gone with her, I think Rhea might be spending like real time here trying to get information about this.
Wow.
Get me out! Get me out!
That is a much better roll. It is a natural 8 plus a 0.
Fuck!
Awesome.
Not many people go in, not many people go out. You find yourself there. You know, in this part of the city, Vogue is having a pretty good time pushing his cart around, selling his food and his drugs from his food cart. And you are just having... You're watching, you're doing the stakeout thing, you're doing all the things right, and it just doesn't seem to be working out for you.
And this is Central City, the neighborhood?
This is in Central City, yeah. Fairly close to the Eastern Gem Mines. Pretty far east.
And if I'm not mistaken, the last night we played, so the 31st of the Day of Hell, was that it?
Yes, you used all of your good rolls that night to not die.
But,
you were really close.
But what I'm wondering is, that night was a full moon, right?
Correct.
Okay, so I'm blaming that. It's not a full moon anymore, so my life is dead. GG.
Yeah.
And 2 weeks later, once it's the night when we return, that's going to be a new moon? Is that how the moon works? Like a special night of silent dark?
I didn't do my research, so I don't expect Matt to have done that either.
The Night of Silent Dark is the center of winter, right? The days of hell are the winter months.
Gotcha.
The Night of Silent Dark itself is the day most associated with the deepest, darkest parts of the hells. It's not a good day, generally speaking. Like, it's kind of a stay-home day. It's Arbor Day. You know what I mean? Like, I guess Arbor Day, you're supposed to go outside and go look at trees and stuff. But I don't think anyone does. I think we just stay home.
Anyway, sorry to interrupt. I was
just
excited about the moon cycle there for a minute.
Excellent. I've got full moon. I don't know anything about the moon. I have full moons. Every 30 days exactly, there's a full moon. I made the calendar. That's what we get. Mina, Mina, natty 1. What are you going to be doing?
I think it'd be fitting in a natural 1. I think Mina, we find her strolling amongst the rolling hills of the Wild Wander Hills as she intends to go visit Topo.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's pretty. He's pretty non-antagonistic gentleman that you met. Let me.
I think Mina remembers her promise to bring with her some goodies. So she has a satchel. She has like a satchel on her back. You just see some carrot greens poking out, and she's just skipping along, singing "The hills go ever on and on." the path goes ever on. I don't know, whatever. That's some Hobbit song.
Yeah, it's definitely Hobbitus here. Although in our little Hobbit Dale or whatever the fuck you want to call it, the Wild Wander Hills, it's a Nomi kind of territory. Yeah, but rolling hills, all pretty low to the ground. Right, not mountainous, not even as tall as they get in the Eveslaw, for instance, but pretty continuous nonetheless. As you go around, you go in the direction of Topo's house, which why don't you roll a survival check to find your way back to find her? I mean, you were there one time, probably the only time you've been in this part of the city.
What's that, Mike? Ooh.
Yeah, a 17. Natural.
I just saying survival check to Mina's voice.
Oh, we missed that gold, man.
You get right to Topo's place. He is sitting on a rocking porch in the front of the house. Chickens all over the stone, very mossy wall in front. Just like they're baiting him, and he's scowling at them. I mean, he's like actively smoking on a pipe, like chewing on it almost, and staring at these chickens. One of which just like lets out a few clucks and just lays an egg right in the wall. That's not what chickens do, guys. That's not what they do. They find a nest. No, this one just shits an egg in front of Topo. In the most antagonistic birth you've ever seen in your life.
It's like an intimidation tactic?
Yeah, and it works. It just works. He sits in his chair, leaning forward, not rocking, chewing on this wooden pipe as Mina approaches.
Hi, Topo. It's good to see you again.
Right here.
I brought and I'll just kind of lay out a little cloth, and I'll take out some some fresh crusty bread, fresh churned butter, just some crisp apples, simple farmer's food. But I promised I'd bring something for you.
Oh, yes. I remember you. You had visited with the professor.
Oh, I mean, as she does the mental Rolodex of the flies. I'm like, that's right. Yes. I just wanted to come visit. Do you want to sit out here and just snack on the stuff?
Sure. Yeah. Perhaps we should go inside, though. Obviously intimidated by the chickens.
Yeah, they are. They're pretty grumpy.
Well, they'll probably eat all of whatever you brought. That would be a shame. I hope you didn't make too much trouble. As he getting up, and opening the front door and gesturing for you to go inside. I hope you didn't take too much trouble to come out here.
No, not at all. I mean, I would be lying if I said that it was purely for social grace, but I did have a couple things I wanted to talk to you about if you had time.
Yes, come in. And there's this round table in the center of not this entry room, but one of these little side kind of domed rooms off in his home, and he pushes the table cloth to the side. He has a bunch of stuff on the table, this runner across the table, and folds it over and pushes it over to the side. So there's room to put down your things. It's a bit of a trek from the university.
You said you went there, right?
Oh, yes. Quite a while ago. Yes.
And just taking a piece of bread and like offering it to him, buttering it, offering it to him, and then taking an apple for myself. What's it like there?
Oh, here, and he kind of like goes over to this this stove that he has, and he starts to light it. He says, "I'll put on some tea." Oh, you don't go to the university yourself?
No, but I was thinking about maybe trying to enroll.
Oh, yes. It's the greatest place of learning and opportunity that I have ever known. Of course, yes. It's a lovely institution. What do you think your field of study would be?
The natural, the life sciences, maybe? Natural sciences?
Oh, yes, a lovely little institution there. Let me see. That would be.
I love there's a document for this, by the way.
I want this document because I can't.
I know, I do too.
You want what?
The document with all the schools of the university.
The Dag Winnington School of all things that live. Yes, of course. Yes, built fairly close. A lovely surrounding land. I didn't study there much myself, but yes, a lovely building, lovely grounds around it. Yeah.
That's everything I don't know. I always thought I'd be a farmer, but then I lost my farm, and now I don't know. There are things I want to know that I cannot teach myself.
And he puts like this herbal scoop of tea from this glass jar into like the teapot. He puts it down, and he comes and he sits down with you as he waits for his kettle of water to start to boil. And he says, "Oh, yes, we can only learn so many things ourselves. One of the best things about going to university is you learn to study. Right? You learn to teach yourself. It's a skill. I've built up my collection and learned to continue my own studies independently."
It sounds like exactly what I wanted to have, but how do you get in?
Oh, usually you need a benefactor. Somebody to give word your way, some local lord, or in this case, one of the prefects of the Mahanaten or some such.
And I think that mean like visibly deflates a little bit. I don't think I know anyone like that.
Oh, you're from Parsa. Yeah. What part of the city are you from?
I'm from Grunyon Run in the Western Farmlands.
Grunyon. I'm unfamiliar with this
smells
particular.
Like fish and poop mostly, but it's home.
Well, the farmlands, an important part of the city. You must have some official sent by the Mahanaten to ensure things are running smoothly there. I'm sure if you've proven yourself, they'd be able to write you a recommendation.
Really? So that means there's a chance I could get in?
Well, sure. Let me roll a history. I'm just gonna roll a d20. See what. I don't know. It's possible, I suppose. The Western Farmlands is technically part of Parsa, even though it's a little less built up.
What about one of the lords of the Eveslaw?
Oh, do you have a relationship with one of the lords there?
No, there's no relationship.
not running a dating sim here, young lady. If you have a connection to a lord in the Eveslaw, although they don't tend to join the university themselves, they tend to be on their own. Although my understanding, not unheard of.
Someone could sponsor someone.
Sure, the Dukes of the Eveslaw are among the higher factions in the city, I would say. Some of the only real nobility in a city not run by nobles.
I had one more thing to ask you, Tubbo, but I don't want to put too much on you, and it might be dangerous.
Oh, there's the tea. Let me go get that. And he goes and he takes it off, lets it sit for a sec, and pours the tea, and comes over with this little tray with the tea and 2 teacups. So let that steep for a while. What is your question? Go ahead, ask away, please.
You said you knew people, you knew experts, people who knew different crafts and.
By years, I've known people.
Do you know anyone who could analyze a substance or be able to tell what something is made out of?
Oh, let me see. Definitely not my expertise.
Oh my god, this guy's useless.
Many of my contacts are more thought projects. You know, we live in the realm of thoughts and politics. The ways of the world. Sorry, I don't have terribly many Dagwinnington fellow associates. They tend to do their own thing a bit more.
Okay, I understand. And then there's one last thing I wanted to ask you.
Sure, certainly.
Would you help me to find a book or create a book?
Oh, you're looking to write? You needed someone to read your manuscript.
No, I was looking to, well, I guess so. Create a one it's for a friend, actually.
I'm sorry, I don't quite follow. You're.
I need to write. Yeah, I'd like to help someone write a book.
Oh, they call that a ghostwriter, dear. Yes. Okay. All right. What are you looking for?
Just the materials, really. I think I know what I need to write, but just
here, I'll pour your tea. He pours you each a little cup of tea. You're looking like ink and parchment.
Yes, I thought to ask you because I know you have a beautiful library here.
Roll a persuasion check for me with advantage. I think this is I think he's kind of endeared by this request. You know,
16.
Like I've come halfway across the city to ask you for some paper.
And Mina churns a good butter, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That she does.
The tea is quite good. It's got a lot of different flavors. It's very floral. It's definitely like an herbal tea. Some ginger, lemongrass, and other notes of things that might belie the fact that he doesn't know anything about the natural world. If he made this, himself from his nearby garden. And he just kind of like puts down his cup and he gets up and goes to the other room. And he comes back with this rather beautiful bound book. And a cheap quill and a little ink pot, like pretty cheap, but this book he gives you, while quite plain, is obviously well made, well bound. And he says, when I'm working on a manuscript, I tend to use these. They're quite good. They feel good in the hand. And as you open it and flip through, it's blank. It's just blank pages.
Papa, this is lovely, but it's much too fine for me. I can't take it.
No, you see, made of fine leather, dyed black here. At some point, you'll want to get yourself a better quill. It's really the tool of the writer. This is just one to get you started out. And ink, well, really any ink will do for a manuscript, a final text that's going to be archived. You want something quite fine, but no, this is for you. First book is, you see, a good book, handwritten like this, well, especially a first draft, should really only take up about maybe a quarter of this book I'm giving you. But you must fill the whole thing first, and then cut it down. It's the editing process. It's very important. Don't even think of starting to draft it until you've filled all these pages. Write your ideas down here.
And I think Mina just wraps her arms around him and gives him like a big hug.
Oh!
Thank you. You're so sweet. I can never repay you enough for this.
Nothing. The price of the butter.
And I think Mina will hang there for a bit, and then at a certain point bid a fond farewell, adieu.
I love our campaign because like 1 second we're selling drugs, trying to be intimidating. The other we're exchanging hugs and kisses and aspirations and dreams. It's fun. It's nice.
Buying books from Far's notes.
Yeah, so we took a little while for that, which I think is just fine. But quickly, how else is Mina spending?
So this is going to be easy, guys, because the rest of the time Mina is going to spend looking for a fucking berry or / tree for obsession. Because she owes her one.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, why don't you give me either an investigation or a nature check?
So I would be happy to. Sure. In addition to that, because I have previously seen and held one of these berries, I'd like to use to cast detect plants and attempt to locate an exact similar kind of berry as the one that I previously held.
So this is really...
I can link that spell. It's called locate plants. I think I have a range a bit in the farmlands, but I do know I kind of have an idea where it's being grown, where Willie was bringing in from, and I think I'd like to kind of low-key canvas that area with this spell up. It says within 5 miles is the range.
Holy shit.
So I'm actually just going to give you... This is what happens when you cast locate plants in this way, and you're looking for the awakening berry, commonly known as coffee beans. They're fucking everywhere. All over. They're under the ground in the run. They're in people's homes. They're all over the docks. They're on fucking Vogue, walking around with his little food cart. Yeah. This isn't just these are the roasted ones, right? The way this spell works, I think you just find it.
Do you guys know like the moment when like Dr. Xavier goes into Cerebro? He's all of units.
Yeah, I think that's like I'm gonna cast this on grass. I mean, not quite that ubiquitous, but it is very quickly becoming all over the place. And I think especially in the farmlands where it's literally there's like an underground coffee shop underground in these tunnels that laborers seem to know how to get to, Yeah. And Vogue is helping that by selling it to anyone that'll take it.
And if you're staying at Ria's house, I mean, they put it everywhere, so I'm sure there's a bean somewhere on the floor.
Yeah, at Ria's parents' house, there are just specks of ground coffee all over. Like, it's everywhere. It's just everywhere.
I guess my concern would be that can I find something that I think Obsession could grow from?
Yeah.
But you don't, with using that, find anything that is like, I guess I would say is unroasted. It seems that some info you get even without having rolled your check, but just from using that locate plant spell, is that everything that seems to be coming into the run has already been roasted somewhere else. But just seeing these beans, it's easy enough to tell that they've gone through that process.
I think Mina's thought would be like, how did she get that? What did she do to get that thing in the first place? And I think I include that I have to go see her to ask, because at this point I've kind of hit a wall.
Okay. Why don't you roll an investigation check still to try to find out, like...
Oh, sure, that'd be great.
Where they might be coming from. But with a 9, you do not. And I think going to see Obsession, we might do like together. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah.
Okay. We've downed our time. A little too early for a break, so I think we just keep going. Yes.
Yeah.
Just one note from our sponsors. We don't have you, but if your ad could be here, you should. How does it? You send me a message and you say, "I just want to give you my money so much." I think that's how marketing works, right? People come to you. Yeah. Okay. Good.
We are gonna do. Well, maybe we'll have a Moth OS spot later.
All right. Where do we find the three of you, well-rested adventurers, on the 45th day of hell, in the year 1296 SF? Today, the Night of Silent Dark.
You got numbers for us?
Silent Dark? Sorry.
I just gave you all the numbers. I gave you the year. I gave you the day. Oh yeah, no. Okay, sorry. I do have that. Vogue income. Yes.
Me too. I also tried to sell drugs.
You did try to sell drugs.
I surely sold at least one.
One drug has been sold.
You sold a drug. You roll a 1. I think you did not sell a drug. You don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
What about my intimidation roll? That was a 2. That wasn't a 1.
You did. Yep. You collected a little bit of money for the famine.
Or Rhea.
I'm not giving it back to the famine. It's all in my pockets. I don't care.
All right. So that's a different thing than you were doing before. Because if you're like getting the protection money for
but I mean,
the famine,
but
then not giving it to them.
But that's the conversation we had with the famine. They were like, "There's no big boss to give the money to anymore, so you keep it." That's what Kira and I talked about.
Then you would have, I would say, 26 gold.
Oh, thank fucking God!
Yeah.
From this time.
Oh my God!
That's awesome.
Ooh.
Level 5, baby. 26 gold.
Yeah. Vogue did a great job running through his product. I mean, he's almost out now, but Vogue has 693 gold.
What the fuck? Are you kidding me?
What the fuck?
I'm retired now. That's it.
GG.
Yeah.
693? Holy shit.
693. Yeah, there was a lot of risk reward in trying to sell, particularly Awakening, when it seems that the Mahana'an that are in charge of the city are, trying to stop that from being sold.
God damn.
I'm still staying at Rhea's parents' house, so I might be there. Yeah.
I mean, I might do my weekly visits, go see my parents.
Yeah, I might show up in a new set of armor at this point. Is that cool, Matt? Studded leather?
That's 100%. Yeah, take out the appropriate player's handbook cash for that, and feel free to have it.
How much is studded leather?
45 GP.
Oh, GG, I can't afford it. Never mind.
If you want it, I'll buy it for you.
Can you give me some gold, please?
Yeah, that makes my math easier too, because now I can subtract 90 instead of 45.
So you're giving me how much?
I'm giving you a set of studded leather.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Thanks. So it's 12 plus Dex modifier.
Yes.
I think that takes care of like the 12 gold you owed to your guild or whatever, and like.
Oh.
Yeah.
So should I take that out?
Nope.
Oh,
No. This is post tax. This is your net income. Yeah.
Whew.
Sure. I mean, yeah. You want to start off at Ria's parents' house?
I think that what you guys will find starting off is Mina hard at work with Ria's mom designing a garment. And I think Mina's very stressed about this process. So she's saying to, I think that the tassels are a good idea, but I just want to make an impression. I don't know if that will communicate the level that I really want to.
Dear, do you see what you're doing here? Look at. Do you see these stitches? Do you?
Yes.
No, you don't see them enough. The stitches are part of the outfit. You need to make them bigger and looser so that you can see the thread. That's why we stitch this red thread onto the brown fabric, so that you can see it more.
Okay, you're right. Yes, but could we make a pattern out of the looser, bigger stitches?
Yes, yeah. You put one over here and then one all the way over here, patterned.
What if it was like a tree, like a tree?
I walk in.
Oh, hi, Ria.
Okay,
your father jumps into your arm, leaps, jumps off of the table and just catches onto you.
I think I literally grab him by one arm like a baby.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh please, ladies, don't stop by my account, please.
Ooh, what you're making there?
Oh, I was gonna try to have a dress ready, for when I go tonight to the Eveslaw.
Oh, we're going to the Eveslaw?
I have to see Obsession, and guys, I think I want to try to apply to get into the university.
I think that's great for you. You've got the ambition and the smart.
I think you guys should also apply.
What, again?
It wasn't a joke.
Oh, it wasn't a joke. Well, you could go to the culinary school there, and Ria.
I did.
I think Mina kind of looks around mischievously at this. You're a witch too. Yes, you are.
Don't call yourself a witch, dear. It's a terrible thing to call yourself.
Mina, I don't. The university doesn't seem like my spot.
Why not? It could be.
You kind of gotta read books to study.
And
which is
I hate to break it to you, but I can't. I can't read.
Your dad says, I went to the university once.
Yeah, what for, Dad?
Yeah, but right up to the wall and I touched it.
That must have been a great excursion for you.
It was boring.
I bet.
Awful, really. No reason to go.
I put him down at that point. I tap his head.
Okay, I don't want to. I'm sorry. I thought.
No, sorry, Mina. I didn't mean to be rude. It's just I mean, yeah, I can't read, and that's a big issue, isn't it?
But it makes good sense for you. What about tuition, though?
Absolutely.
How much does it cost these days?
I don't know. I didn't ask. I just know I need a sponsorship from a duke.
I heard it was 692 gold pieces.
Oh,
well, Mr. Big Shot over here
I
might
Semester.
Sorry, I
be
can't
able to
afford
sponsor
that.
you.
It's okay. I think maybe I can borrow the money or something.
Or we could steal it.
Or you can
What
get
better
sponsored by a
cause?
Duke, right?
Oh, well, yeah.
Maybe.
But if Plan B...
But I don't think the Duke has any reason to sponsor me unless I can convince.
No reason to sponsor you. You saved Arlich's life. He was stuck up a tree because this water bear was just hanging around. And who killed the water bear, might I ask? Us.
I did.
Sure, that.
I did.
No, Rhea, you guys.
Wait, which water bear?
You killed a water bear too?
I killed something in the water.
Oh. Probably just a grunion.
Might have been.
Anyways, I'm sure someone in the Eveslaw has reasons enough to sponsor you, Mina.
Right. I mean, the Viscountess might be high enough placed, no? And then, if not, we could impress the Duke. We already know him.
I don't want to drag you guys out there, but I was thinking that I could try at least.
Oh, it's not a drag. We haven't been down that way in a while.
I haven't seen Love in a while.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe Love will be there.
I doubt she'll even want to talk to me anymore, but...
What? Why?
I mean, we disappear for a month, and then we disappear for another 3 weeks.
Right, but you were just in, like, the barely courting phase. You're your own woman. Come on.
I mean, exactly. We were even barely courting, so surely she doesn't even remember me by now.
Maybe it's like, playing hard to get.
Right, there's that. Plus, you're unforgettable. I mean, look at you, especially with the dagger horns now.
You like the new look?
And the armor.
Unforgettable.
Thanks for that, by the way.
That's what you are.
Alright, so we're going to Eveslaw then. That settles it.
Well, let's wrap the dress up. How close are you?
I think we're gonna call it here, guys. I think this is it.
Are you sure? I could go all day. I've been working on dyeing the fabric with coffee. And like different splotches, like making it splotchy, like coffee splotches randomly around it, but not really randomly.
I doubt Mina's going for the cow look, mother.
She loves cows. She tells me all the time.
Could you do the coffee, but like a brown, like a tree bark, like bark?
No.
What a hat? Can you give me a hat?
I can give you so many hats. How many do you want?
Just one to start.
With how many layers is what she was asking.
I trust your judgment.
What does your outfit look like, Mina, as you get ready to take off to the Eveslaw?
So I think that I'll have like a traveling like cloak over it, but it's a simple like dress of like a dark like blue, and the top of it is almost like a night sky. There's little inlaid pieces of quartz that are branching off this stitched branches of this like tree, and then it goes down in the bottom. The stitches continue like almost like root patterns, and there's little inlaid stitches of bright green, or like a bright phosphorescence, like almost like firefly. So there's like the stars above and the fireflies below circling this tree. The branch between heaven and earth. It's like a shin length. It's like not totally. It goes past the knee. So it's rather conservative. It's not like there's not a lot of skin showing, but yeah, it's kind of like a nice little. It's just like something to show up to at a court or something, like a courtier's kind of dress.
My question before we continue: what exactly is the celebration?
It's not really a celebration so much. So, this evening is the night of silent dark. People do tend to put candles in their windows to stave off the dark. And, the evil forces from hell that supposedly are active this evening. Yeah, it is the day most associated with the deepest, darkest portions of hell. Specifically, my girl, the goddess Shanti, the god of the silent dark. I'm sorry, the god of the silent kill.
Have I noticed? Well, if I've gone out today, apart from just walking to my house, to my parents' house, have I noticed like people giving me different looks or something like that? Considering that I'm very closely associated to hells and stuff.
Oh, I don't think so much so around here. I think you're so well, I think you're so well known.
Yeah.
in the run, like you've been around. I think people that give you dirty looks are giving you dirty looks because you work for this criminal organization all year round. You know, like I think
Okay.
because you're the one that like intimidates them to make sure they pay you the money they're supposed to. Things like that.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, Amina, I think you look more than presentable, and you are sure to gather a sponsor looking this ravishing.
And I think, like, blushing almost. Thank you.
Of course. Are we ready to go then?
Off we pop.
Yes.
The first leg of your journey towards the Eveslaw takes you right down Grunion Run, right? It's the quickest, easiest way to go. It has a road, although you have to hold up for a second as you see Willie going by. Not Willie. Flagrant Mouth Tusk, the orc driver of this trolley that goes up and down, spurring his mules on. You see him drink from this little flask from the side pouch as he does. A flask that leaves his teeth brown for a second until he licks the brownish liquid off. Continuing on, and as you do, you follow kind of a little bit like behind the trolley as you're going, which the traffic kind of does. It like goes and like follows those people that don't feel like paying him to sit down on this walk. And going around the corner, you hear music. You hear a little bit of like lutish, like strings being plucked, and this kind of like dance-like thing, and sitting on the stoop of one of these derelict buildings along the run. These buildings that 90% of the building might be ready to be demolished, and there's one little holdout business still there waiting for the roof to fall down on them. But on the stoop of one of these otherwise gigantic casinos that used to be there, sits a cat lady, stark white, playing a lute, and singing. Before you go here, this little thing. Dig through the ditches and burn through the witches. A slam in the back of my. Oh, hi, y'all. How you doing?
Hey, Lana.
Hey, Lana.
Lana.
Hi, howdy. Well, where are you all going on this bright, shiny day?
Whoa, sorry, what was that I just heard about burning witches? Why'd you want to do a thing like that?
I'm just singing. Yeah. Look,
okay.
Look, the sky looks clear, and she looks over well to the west beyond the mountains, where indeed the sky looks clear on the other side of the mountains. People in Parsa tend to reference the weather by what's going on outside of the city, beyond these barrier mountains that are there, because the weather never quite changes here.
What are you prepping for?
Prep it? No. This is just how I make a living.
Sitting on the streets now.
Wherever, my music follows me, so I can share my wares anywhere. And she kind of like subtly nudges this hat that is open by her feet in your direction.
Are you sure times aren't rough? I thought people were decent enough to give you a stage nowadays.
Oh, this is as good a stage as any. Look at this.
What's in the hat, if I just take a peek in there?
Oh, a couple coins.
What
Mostly coppers. Yeah.
Oh, coppers. Okay. I'll throw a couple silver in there.
Well, thank you. Thank you kindly.
Lana, what if you came with us? We're going to see the Viscountess in the Eveslaw land. Maybe you could play for her?
Oh!
Good idea.
A Viscountess over in that Eveslaw, huh? I haven't gone and visited over there yet.
Oh, that folk, even he served the Viscountess's food, and he even served the Duke.
I did. They liked it.
Well, how about that? why don't you, Mina, roll a persuasion check to see if Lana Chanson wants to go with you? 17.
He's so charming now.
She always is charming.
Huh? Well, you know what? That might be mighty nice. Singing at a courtly kind of place. Not too many of those around these parts.
Well, courtly's maybe a bit of a strong word. It's a longhouse, but there's tons of people there. And if you haven't made a name for yourself in the Eveslaw, it's a great place to start. It's right nearby.
Well, yes, I suppose I could jaunt over there with you. We got
sure to love your music, Lana. Everyone loves your music.
Oh, well, that's so kind of you. And she's getting her things together and takes the coins out and puts them in a pouch by her side and takes this cowboy-looking hat and pops it on her head.
Does she look like a bit dirty or thinner?
Oh, she is pristine.
Okay.
Pristinely white, absolute. Her clothes look, pretty worn, older, well-traveled. But definitely, yeah, no, she is a puffball of white fur.
Okay.
Wait a minute, speaking of hats, did we hear the verdict on the hat Mina ended up with?
I was waiting for the far time to reveal.
Okay. Well, it'd be fun to travel with you. Are you by yourself? I thought you normally had a guard or companion.
No, certainly not. Sometimes I partner up with people, although the last time I did that, boy, it didn't go too well there at the end.
Was that night?
Yeah, I mean,
Well, we don't need to dwell on that.
No,
don't worry, Lana. Tonight you're an honorary pumpkin pusher.
I don't know what that means. But let's start pushing pumpkins, folks. Let's get going. Yeah. What do you chat with Lana about? Because it's a little bit of a walk to get to the Eveslaw. You're walking for a couple hours. What are you discussing?
I think Rhea, if the occasion arises, might try to see if ever Shanzi shared any relevant information with Lana. Oh, honey, I had such a huge day at work last night.
I hid my stash here.
Yeah.
Roll a persuasion check.
What
the fuck,
what's
man?
happening?
What the fuck?
Well, I didn't know him terribly well at all. He hired me for different gigs. He helped set me up with some things for people that were needing a tune, but I didn't know him terribly well. Poor feller.
Right. Rhea doesn't address her again.
Could you teach us a song?
Sure. She takes out and starts plucking some strings as you're walking. Well, the first tune goes like this, and that's where we're going to take our break. We'll be back, folks, in about 5 minutes or so. Yeah. All right. Oh, I wasn't expecting me to have to do that accent for that long, I suppose, is what I'd say.
Well,
but
there we go.
interesting.
I think I know what I'm walking into, but I'm not sure if I know what I'm walking into.
It's
Sure.
good to have an important NPC with us for plot armor.
Yeah,
Right.
I love it. That's why I play D&D, right? All right, we'll be back in about 5. Hang out, everybody. We will see you soon. I should have ended that sentence with a downward cadence. We will see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Gee, this bread and butter wine sure is tasty when I play D&D.
It's my favorite beverage
Unplanned.
to go along with a great game.
And if you wanted to pay us to put your ads on here, that's what it could look. It could be that
Yeah, it could be that
good. It could be that good.
So organic, they'd never even know.
I'm eating. Wait a minute. You ready for this? So I started lifting again. I am never gonna lose another pound, right? I get stuck. I'm currently eating Tostitos with Sabra hummus, but
Okay.
because that isn't enough, I'm also eating pretzels.
Oh, are those the kind? Are those the honey mustard kind? Dude?
Oh, they're so
good.
Honey mustard with
They're
onion.
just disgustingly good. They're so good.
I gotta get some of those.
Snyder's or something.
Still hummus though. Are you a Stacy's aficionado, Matt?
I do like Stacy's chips. They're very good. I don't have any.
I was dipping some peppers into hummus earlier, just some little baby peppers. It was really good.
I thought about cutting up. I have some carrots. I have some peppers, celery. But there was a bag of Tostitos open.
Yeah.
You know, I usually like those back to nature wheat crackers.
Never had those.
Oh, they're good. That's some good stuff.
I have to at some point this week. I'm gonna for Fun Friday. I'm gonna try to do eggs with my kids. So I had to hard boil 32 eggs. So that'll be great.
That's gonna be fun.
Can't wait for that.
You'll need a big pot. Anyway, food, guys, isn't it great?
So bad. I just can't stop eating. Ever. It's my life. You all walk into the Eveslaw. Hang on, where's my Eveslaw music?
Oh yeah.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, I wanted to chat to Lana a little bit.
Yeah, you enter the Eveslaw, this rocky, more hilly than the western farmland you just left area. Pretty sparsely populated, most of what you're walking through, as you stay fairly close to the edge of the Forgotten Forest, knowing the direction you're going towards specifically. Every once in a while, a rather paltry farm compared to your very robust farms sticks out here and there. But you continue onward. Before you get to your destination, certainly Lana is happy to chat.
So Lana, are you from the run? Or what's your stomping ground? How far out do you perform?
Oh! Well, gosh, no. Well, I'm not from Parsa. Not originally. I only got here some little bit back.
Oh.
Although I do feel like y'all helping to feel like pretty homey pretty quickly.
So where'd you come from then?
Oh, far off, as I'm sure you know. It's not very easy getting all the way up here to Parsa. That there mountain pass can be pretty rough.
Well, I was born here, so I actually don't know.
Especially with my complexion, you know, I blend into the white stuff along the path. It's easy to leave me behind.
Oh no, yeah, we'd lose you. But okay, so have you performed in Eveslaw, or are you mostly in the farmlands? Because Central City's pretty populated.
Yeah, I've done some performing over in Central City. I've mostly been hanging out in the farmlands with y'all. No, I haven't been to the Eveslaw yet. This will be my first trek over yonder. It looks a little dismal, not gonna lie, over here. But imagining where people live around those long houses you talked about. Lots of people. That'd be rather nice.
Right. It was dozens and dozens, when I was there. It was like a really full tavern night, so I'm sure you'll get some good applause.
Oh, yeah, that sounds great. I mean, I heard these Eastmen, they really enjoy a good tune. They have their storytellers. Scaldies, as they call them.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I've heard anyway. I don't know them terribly well.
Scald is what happens when I grab the pen.
Oh, you made a goof. No, this will be great as long as they're music loving folk. I'm a folk loving musician, so.
So is that what you came to Parsa for then? To pursue your fame and fortune as a bard?
Oh, I suppose. I don't know about fame. I don't know about fortune. I'm just looking to get by, but I like seeing new places.
Well, good for you.
Yeah!
There's a whole city out there to explore. I mean, there's more to Parsa than just the run and the Eveslaw. There's whole neighborhoods, whole cities unto themselves that we could try to find.
See, you've got the adventure and spirit there, darling.
That she does.
We should. I think Ria's been spending a bit of time in Central City the last couple of weeks, no?
Here and there.
Seen anything worth sharing?
Unfortunately, no.
It's never.
Must not have been looking in the right places.
I've never thought about it before because I always had the farm and Mom, but now Mom is settled and we don't have the farm anymore, so there's nothing holding me back.
Free as a bird.
Maybe not that free.
Well, right, no one's as free as them. But you're at least as free as me.
What about you, folk? Rhea said she didn't want to go, but you didn't say no. Isn't there a school there for chefs?
I went there. I already been there. Done that.
Let me click pause here, because the chef school you went to is certainly not in the university.
I am fully aware of this fact.
Okay.
May or may not be.
That is fine. I just wanted to make sure.
Sorry, I had no idea, folk, that you had already been there.
Wait,
I didn't mean to.
Azria, what are you referring to? Does she know what you're referring to?
You see that I'm fibbing about the culinary education I've received.
Oh, okay.
I tell you guys, at no point in this campaign is Mina going to make an insight check, so just feel free to really let loose.
Right.
Anyway, I didn't graduate, but they taught me what I needed to know. It's a little too stuffy and froofy for me, you know? I'm a free spirit.
Cooking is cooking at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah, those universities.
Go ahead, sir.
Oh no, that's just fine. Those universities, all those gnomes behind their walls, you know, who knows what they're doing back there, really?
But for Mina, I think it makes perfect sense. I mean, she's probably the raw intelligence-wise smartest out of us.
Probably. She clearly is, darling.
That's what I'm saying.
I was just hoping that there were people there who knew more about the world than I do. Because I really know very little.
Well, if you know very little, I don't know shit.
It is for whatever it's worth, it's my experience that those people that hide themselves behind walls like that, reading their books, they don't tend to know too much about the world. You know what I mean? They don't know too much how to walk in it.
But what if someone who knew how to walk in the world also trained themselves to study? Wouldn't that person be formidable?
I don't see why not. Listen, I got nothing against education. It got me where I am today, you know, in part. I think it's a great move for you. I'm all for it.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
As you walk, just to be a contrarian, Mina, can you roll an insight check? More of a pass, right? You're not trying to catch someone out on a lie. This is just, yeah, you do notice Lana really seems to look at you a little bit differently after that last line you just said. About someone being formidable if they know how to walk the world. And, you know, and then study.
Teach themselves to,
yeah. She continues to look at you in a kind of like questioning, discerning kind of way that she did not previously, that she has never previously, but continues to on the rest of your walk through these outlands of the Eveslaw. This almost central part of the city. And you then let me see. Where are we at? You then get to this little hamlet, this little area with these modest amount of houses outside, and this big hill leading up to this long house that just seems to you very high up. Not that it's a long walk, but boy, I can't believe they let them build this high in Parsa. As you make your way, you notice You notice some things as you walk through the town, although it seems to be not many people around. You seem to notice that the houses are festooned and decorated with evergreens and holly.
Yes.
With their red leaves. Wreaths on front doors. You notice small dishes with treats on the windowsill.
Inside
Gifts
or outside?
Outside, gifts for the fairies that they may take their gifts and turn away and not enter. And as you make your way upward toward the longhouse, and it's a walled area around it, there are a lot of people up here, man. Everyone from around and even the surrounding farmhouses, it seems, have come out for what might be the first Night of Silent Dark festival you've ever seen, right? This is not a time to celebrate generally, but they certainly seem to. And you can see right in the center the thing that they are going to light to keep the darkness away on this day. You see this huge log, the Yule log in the center, set all around with both kindling and gifts, offerings to the gods, ready to be burned together. Children leave small little puppets that they've made with straw and string. Some other finer things, mostly craftsman work, right, that is being given up. But this, you can only imagine that it would be terribly illegal to go in the woods and cut down a tree of this size. This is definitely not something from the outskirts of the forest. This dried out piece with just like gnarled pieces of wood still sticking out of it, left in a rather natural state and almost impossibly huge to have been brought here in front of the longhouse. Unlike the time you were here previously where they had a feast. Everyone here seems to be from the Eveslaw. They are all these light-skinned humans. Right, the Evesmen from this area. They don't seem to have very many guests from without the way they did before. It seems to be more of a homey kind of thing here. And
is the log horizontal, Matt, or is it vertical?
No, it's horizontal. It's laying down. But then there are all these like branches and twisted things like coming out of it. Like it hasn't been carved down. And you can't believe they got this from the forest, leaving it. Like it must have been a pain in the ass to get it here in its current state specifically. And Vogue, you do absolutely smell the unmistakable smell of roasting boar.
Oh, they got a pig roast going, guys.
Isn't it so magical here with those decorations?
Oh, it's lovely. I'd never seen anybody celebrating Silent Dark like this. It's way better than normal.
Hey, if there's booze, I'll take it.
What do you think of the crowd, Lana?
Man, I don't think I was expecting this. This is one of the biggest celebrations for Night of Silent Dark I've ever seen.
Yeah, maybe we'll find love here.
Well, what a nice sentiment that is.
On a night like this, Mina, she's probably busy guarding or whatever.
Roll a perception check.
Come on, this is gonna be
yeah, we can.
Love is drunk. You kind of look in the house and you see her with her arm around Ridala.
Ooh.
Right? And Ridala's looking a little embarrassed for her, but like a fun, like, you know what I mean? Like, but Love, like Ridala kind of has a drink in her, but Love is like being held up by her, ostensibly her boss, as she is obviously staggeringly drunk already.
Oh. Never mind, I guess she's not guarding or whatever.
It's only about midday, by the way.
Oh my god.
Love knows how to party.
I guess. She also doesn't know how to take her alcohol.
I am wondering, since I am new here, you all know the V County of this here area. Would you mind making introductions? Well, I want to make sure that I'm welcome here to this celebration.
Right, of course. You want to lead us in, Rhea?
By all means, follow me. And I think I self-assuredly walk my way towards Radala and Love.
Yeah, and you get some smiles and like nods of approval. Like, hey, look at you guys. Yeah, being very welcome here, it seems. And as you kind of get closer, yeah, Love kind of looks at you and like stops for a second and fully like looks you up and down, like fully taking it all in. As she says, "My lady, look who has come visiting on this day." And Radala looks over at you and kind of like pats her on the back so she gets her arm off of her, and stands up and says, "I did not realize that we were going to have visitors today. Welcome, all of you. It seems you've brought a new friend."
Viscountess Radala, and I politely bow. And as I look up, I give a wink to Love. Love. We have indeed brought a friend. Please meet Lana.
Lana Chanson. I am a merrymaker and a song singer. Not sure. I wouldn't want to step on the toes of anyone here that sings songs. We have no professional skalds here, actually, and everyone is fairly well at home. Although I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong document. This is for a very different campaign about the Vikings entirely. Sorry, I was checking some things. Unfortunately, you will not find my son Arledge here. While it would be wonderful to have him here for our celebration, his studies have just begun, and the Duke thought he should remain where he is. Kind of like going over saying that to you guys, and says back, "You are more than welcome to share your song. Perhaps for now, you can remain outside of the longhouse with the people, and later on this evening, come inside and maybe sing us something special." Oh, I would very much appreciate that. I thank you. I thank you so much, lady. And she kind of walks off and says, "So, I suppose that you all heard of our celebration and came by. That is truly kind of you."
We're actually surprised to see how big of a celebration it is to you.
Yes, it is true. Most of the rest of Parsa is rather prudish this time of year. And Love speaks over her, interrupts her, and says, "My goodness, you're looking good right now."
Right back at you, Love.
And she kind of like looks at herself to make sure that she does. Wonderful. Yes, if you want to take her off of my hands, that would be great. And she kind of like pushes Love towards you, who like kind of stumbles towards you and puts an arm around your shoulder.
I give her like stability. May you tell me where I can find water?
Water? No, you would need what's in the barrel over there. Let me bring you. And she actually like starts like I don't know how much you want to fight her, but she's gonna try to lead you fairly forcefully towards towards the ale.
Hey. I'll follow.
Is Obsession around? I hope to speak with her.
Yes, yes, of course Obsession is around. I'm not sure where exactly. She may still yet be in her her home. I don't know that she wants to start celebrating so hard quite as early as Love does.
Oh, she's a few drinks ahead of us for sure.
Well, the Night of Silent Dark is a wonderful celebration that usually is beyond any incursions from others, political or otherwise, so she's letting loose more than usual. I encourage it, it's good for her.
wanted to apologize, Viscountess. Last time we were here, we meant to give a message to you from Arledge, but we were so distracted by other events that we forgot to.
Oh.
He just wanted to send his love to you and that he was doing well, but I'm sure you've spoken to him since then.
We've had correspondences. Yeah, that is so very kind of you, dear. I appreciate it. Well, please, yes, feel free to spend the day. They are doing a whole hog roast here.
Oh.
Yeah, they built themselves a brick oven. It's pretty impressive. I know you're a cook yourself.
You gotta go see that, Mina.
Yeah, we don't do this every year, but this is this special hog that was killed this morning. I bathed myself in its blood for a while, but then I washed it off, so I'm not it's sticky all day.
Well, maybe you could share your new techniques with them.
Could do. Yeah, I'd like to catch up with the chef. And Viscountess, how have things been on the security front? No more issues like that one time?
I don't know what you mean. No, things have been great. Love is very capable.
Oh, absolutely she is. But I'm glad to hear that.
Yes. The Eveslaw is secure.
Well, we're available if ever you need to call upon us for something.
Very kind of you. Certainly, if next time we have a feast, I'm sure Morven could use the help in the kitchen.
I'll be there. And
Well,
I'll bow again.
Yes, enjoy yourselves, and please thank your friend for taking love from my neck.
We will.
And she goes off.
Get a drink and find obsession. Let's see how the lovebirds are doing. Mina.
Sure. I mean, love is unencumbered this evening. She helps you get a drink. She kind of pushes it towards you and kisses you on the face.
I'm too gay for this.
Yeah, she's absolutely no, it's yes, you have to get at least one horn in before you really start being precious about it.
Please make it 2.
yes, indeed, and gives you another kiss on the cheek.
I think after a drink or 2, Rhea will probably take her on the dance floor until she tires out, and then maybe talk with her through the night, and we'll see where this leads off her, depending.
Yeah. If you're leading her towards fun and drink, she is all about it.
Perfect.
While Rhea and Love cut a rug around the Yule log, or the Night of Silent Dark log, I guess, because even here they're not calling it Yule. Although, yeah, they're taking some some history from the east when they came here to Parsa. You guys go over to find obsession?
Yeah,
yes.
I grab a horn of drink first and
Certainly.
walk with it.
Certainly. You make your way over to this tent of obsessions right to the side of the longhouse. She is indeed inside and actually wearing this white floor-length dress. Pretty high up on the neck and just covering most of her arms. The rest of her hairy arm sticking out of the side and tufts of fur coming up. This big ox woman with her large head atop of what is otherwise a pretty simple white sheet of a dress.
Just before we went in, I would have said to Mina, do you want to go alone? I think you have a bit of a bond there to discuss. From last time you were here.
Would you mind going with me, Folk? I'm kind of scared of her.
Oh, I mean, I'd love to. It's up to you. I'm right behind you.
I would, if you want to, I would love if you come with me.
I'm there.
You walk over and she is cutting herbs with this big, way too big. She's cutting herbs and her knife is this. It looks very much like the knife that Auntie Talk was using to butcher people during the Goblin War. As she's cutting these up. And as you approach, she kind of turns and sees you and says, "You owe me a tree."
I've looked for one, but everything here it's all been roasted already. Where did you find the other one?
I found it on your friend.
Right. It's
Which
when
friend?
there was like random beans on Rhea, and you stole one, and you put it in your nose.
Oh.
Do you know? Do you know what she's talking about?
That's where I found the first bean too. Rhea just kind of had them for some reason.
One of them was not browned and burnt like the others you find. It was red and plump and alive. I took it and planted it. It was growing okay.
So are you growing to produce? Because I could hook you up. I still got some left.
Show me what you have.
I look around, make sure that the tent's closed, and whatever.
The tent is not closed. It is open.
Oh,
yeah.
Open.
The flap is open.
In that case, I shuffle around and show her from my pouch whatever amount of awakening I might have left on me.
She sticks her hand right in it and grabs some out, and brings it up to her face and she just like throws it towards the pouch. And some of it goes in, and some of it scatters on the ground.
Hey, careful with that. What's the problem?
It is junk.
I just asked you if you're trying to produce it or not. Jeez, you could have just said no.
This is all you can find. It is not worth anything if it has not been locally roasted.
I didn't expect you to have such high standards.
Coming imported from another plane of existence as this one was, it loses so much.
Where do you think this is coming from?
It has a stink of elsewhere to it.
I pointedly look at Nina.
I feel like you guys know what you're talking about. I have no idea. I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's what I've been saying. What do you know about this elsewhere obsession?
What? I don't know where elsewhere, just not here.
No, I don't. I'm not
Obsession.
Where it is.
When we were trying to get you the moss, we did it on time, but something happened and we lost a month of our life. We lost it was a month later than it should have been, and that's why your tree died. And we don't know why it happened, but we saw one of them and we saw someone with a mask on.
What sort of mask?
Covered in
Like the night
stars.
sky.
Like a night sky. Constellations or...
You think it was one of the Mahanatan?
You only know that they wore masks. They wear masks, but they're supposed to represent where they're from in the city, but then that doesn't make sense, because what would that...
Not where. It is not where in the city. It is what they are in charge of. I have not seen the masks of the Mahanatan myself. This may have been the Mahanatan of sky. It may have been the Mahanatan of stars. It may have been the Mahanatan of trade, for all I know.
But what business would they have had at the pools where we were?
Everything is the Mahanatan's business. Is this a good way to see the sky, the stars?
There was something wrong.
Which one did you assume it was?
I don't know.
We didn't know they were segregated that way.
What?
What other kind are there?
You do not know of the 12.
12?
There are 12 Mahanatan. They are in charge of the city.
How do you know all this?
I'm not a dumb boy. There are the Mountainauten of outer friendship, of horde, of plenty, sky, path, sustenance, cooperation, defense, trade, stars, realms, and magma. These are the 12.
Why is there 12 of them? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a minute.
You got all that, Mina?
Obsession, why do they want to... Why are they so concerned about awakening?
Oh, Lord have mercy.
This is a very interesting question for her to get a natural... For this character to get a natural 20 on. I will put the 12 Mahanaten in the chat.
Thank you.
I have to delete some notes before I'm willing to share it with you. Though.
It doesn't make any sense because it seems like you can walk around with spree or opium or dream and they don't care, but if you so much as have awakening on you, it's a death sentence.
Spree is naturally derived. As is opium, it comes from flowers here on the middling world. Dream, I am less sure, but I think it was made here. This awakening is from another realm. And not like a realm of the gods or the ghosts. Or the elements. It comes from elsewhere. Like these creatures that attacked that night you were here.
Yoromo.
They are not from the middling world. Or from those that wrap around the middle. This is why the Mahanaten do not want it here. Like a plant, an invasive plant in a new place. They are worried what it will do to the world and the people living here.
But how did they get here? And why did they come?
These visitors from elsewhere. They bring it. They spread it around. First, they spread around berries to hope they land and fertilize. Now, they spread around the roasted berries.
Because it can't grow here on its own? It's not suited for here?
I am good at growing plants. But it died here. I did get it to take root. I will try again. And with the moss that you brought me, which I have kept alive and strong, I believe I can grow it.
But Obsession, what's these others? What do these beings from elsewhere want? Why did they come here? Why did they bring the awakening with them here?
They're basically giving it away. What's their end?
How did you get your first hit of spree, child?
For free.
This is the way. Yes. Get it, and then you want it. Free samples.
But why do you want to grow it then?
Because I am not a doo-doo head stupid person. Why decide not to use a thing just because it is from elsewhere and it's different? When I have this awakening juice, this coffee, my mind, it is opened, my brain is made awake.
Obsession, the person who the Mahanan ordered to execute, one of the people they said was selling it was himself brewing coffee. So what does that mean?
I don't know about this. I stay here with the East people. You will have to investigate that elsewhere. Not like elsewhere, but you know what, the place where it happened.
Why does it counteract dream? What about it has the ability to wake someone up? I thought nothing could wake someone up from a dream.
Their child. People wake up from dream all the time. I have lived a multitude of lives.
You just chance it?
What is the term? I raw dog that shit.
Holy.
When I was younger. Now it would be nice to have something to wake myself.
But you remember those lives. You carry them with you.
I carry many lives with me. Many visions. And I carry the divine. And now, little one, I must carry you too. My back will break from the effort, surely.
I can pull my own weight.
You think you do not weigh much. Your spirit is heavy. You must learn to pull it.
I only have one more question for you, and I promise I'll do my best to find what you seek. Is it possible for someone to wake up from dream and not remember the dream?
Remember. The dream does not always let you remember. It doesn't mean you don't carry. Tonight, we will remember more than on other nights how Shakti's fiery sword must be held up to the darkness. We cannot succumb to the darkness, but must follow that flame out of it always. This is what you need to wake up from dream. With all that I carry now, it may be difficult to walk towards that flame. But while I do not have many years left, I feel I have more lives to lead.
The flame in the dark blinds you to everything else. What is it that dwells in the darkness obsession? What is it that the flame of Shakti protects us from?
The dogma would say it is the devils and the hordes of demons beating down the gates of heaven. Plants need warmth and light to live. I think what Shakti protects us from is barrenness. Remember, he is the champion of Janoon, keeping her fertile body safe. This, I believe, is what the visitors look for. Fertile land.
But that means that tonight would be... It would be the weakest time.
Yes. We are weakest tonight. Let us still show our strength.
We're all together. They're going to burn that big log, Mina. It's going to be bright and fine.
I'm sorry, we've taken too much of your time. I hope to see you later at the party.
You have! I have things to do.
Would you care for a knife that might be better suited to chopping herbs?
No.
You like this cleaver?
Yes. She holds it up, and it is like you see the divots in it, like where it has not been sharpened in a long time, visible.
Oh, okay. If you need knives, awakening your dream, you know who to call.
Yeah. You step back out. Into the air of the festival. Are you you're planning on staying here the rest of the evening?
I'm pretty sure I can get a room for the night.
So as we step out, I will say to Vogue,
is she scary? As scary to you as she is to me?
Well, I've had a horn of drink, so not as much, I don't think. We could probably take her together.
But I do feel like she is the right teacher, maybe?
Well, the things she said blow my mind. I mean, she seems to know a lot more than she's even letting on.
Folks, the birds are calling you back to somewhere you were before.
What do you mean?
You said that they are calling, they're asking, they're saying that there's another place that they are calling you to.
The birds don't know what they're talking about half the time. They're just showing up. When I ask them questions, they give me stupid answers. Bird answers. But
do you want to dream tonight? Barrier is weakest tonight. I can supervise you. I have the awakening. It's your choice, folk. I don't want to force it on you, but we can do it safely, I think. Or as safe as I can make it. How long would you want to be down there for?
Well, if you see me kicking it...
Oh, yes. I mean, the case of severe injury or death. But, I mean... I don't know if time is the same, folk. You know what happened. We lost a month in moments. I don't know if you're down a minute. It's a year, or 100 years, or 1,000 years. I don't know anything about it.
Listen, if I could gain a lifetime's worth of wisdom in one night, I think that's not a bad thing.
Or a lifetime's worth of sadness, or pain, or suffering, folk. It's not...
Listen, why would you think negatively like that? It'll be amazing. You gotta keep your mindset straight. It's gonna be clouds and flowers.
Clouds and flowers, okay. Okay. I have something for you.
Well, you shouldn't have. I didn't know. What is it?
And Mino produced from her pack a beautiful, lovingly bound tome. And we'll hand it to you.
Very nice. What's this?
I don't know, you'll have to open it.
What do you mean I don't have to? I want to.
No, I mean, you'll have to open it to find out what it is.
Oh. Is there anything on the cover?
There's nothing on the cover. It's just a plain, simple leather cover.
All right, let's flip it open. Table of contents. What do we got?
The title page says, Cooking Under the Bridge. With Vogue by Vogue by Pollock.
What? Oh, okay. And then I'll flip a couple pages.
And there's
the caramel cockroaches, and there's liver in the sky. It's all of your recipes.
Oh, you noted these down? Hey, it's pretty accurate, actually.
It's a first draft. Tapa said that it's just a first draft, and in a first draft you can. It's about editing.
Well, yeah, recipes change. I mean, I can't be bound by them. Some chefs perfect something down to the grain of salt, but that's not the way.
But this is it. This is your legacy.
This is beautiful, Mina. Thank you. I never even thought to write this stuff down.
You're a great chef.
Wow. I gotta add Pani Puri in here.
You should. I can help you write it if you want.
Yeah, your handwriting's a little neater than mine, that's for sure.
Maybe you could cook something tonight for the fight contest.
Yeah, I'll go see what the chefs are doing. See if we can lend a hand.
If you want to. Later, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Before you go, folks. I mean, love's really pretty, so I get why. I'm happy for Rhea. I'm happy for Rhea.
What, you're concerned about something?
No, I'm not concerned. I'm okay. What? I'm sorry, I was stupid. Good luck.
You sure? Yeah, love is quite pretty. Great for Rhea. Good choice.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'll see you around.
Okay, have fun.
Go get a whiff of that pig.
All right, I think those are the 12 Mahanatam.
I love how it starts with outer friendship and ends with magma.
So specific.
Yeah.
Not lava. Fuck lava. Magma. That's what it's at.
Yeah, Vogue, you walk around the whole other side of the building to where this kitchen was, and sure enough, they have built off to the side this huge. This cat thinks I'm gonna pet. I'm following my hand.
Father, please.
This huge open, pit, right? That has like this smokestack on top and is shooting smoke into the air, just charcoal and coal all around the bottom, and people just shoveling in these huge chunks of wood, just tossing it in. And there are at least 2 whole hogs there, split out and just roasting under this thing. It is a beautiful sight, and my god, a wonderful smell.
Oh. Is anybody tending it right now?
Oh, it is being tended from all 4 sides of this thing, yes. Yeah, it is constantly being fed, and the coals raked and moved around, and yes.
I'll admire for a second, and then what's the chef's name? Morven?
Yeah, and in fact, he begins to accost you almost immediately. What are you doing? Get away from the cooking fire!
Whoa,
oh, yes!
Morven.
Oh, you! The one with the hooves that can cook. It's so nice.
And
oh, I did not know you'd be coming. Perhaps we should put another pig on. Look at these suckers. They're so big.
Who got those? Those look beautiful.
These, they're from one of the outer farms. 2 of the outer farms. We found the biggest ones. They were selected there's actually 3 hogs. Just 2 of them are being done as whole hog, and others are being prepared in various ways so that there are options.
What'd you rub the skin with?
This very simple, not too much. Mostly it's just salted. Yeah, we leave it pretty simple. We're doing some sauces to go along with it, though. Yes. Yeah, it's a post flavor kind of thing where people can kind of choose what they're doing with it.
That's fair. Yeah, that's a lot of variety. I'd love to take a little sip of those sauces.
Oh yeah, we're working on those. These won't be ready till this evening.
Oh yeah,
takes quite a while to prepare. We've been at it since dawn. They slaughtered the suckers last night, actually. Let them drip
heat
overnight.
Looks really high, though.
Oh, it has to be. It has to get all the way through the meat. So it has to be kept at a pretty even temperature. It's actually harder than it looks. If we heap too much on, of course, it'll burn.
Right,
but you want that skin to be crackling.
The balance. Yes, it's got to be crispy.
Difficult to do. These are some of my best pit masters here. Keeping it going.
Impressive work. And I'll chat with him for a while. I'll catch him up if he's not super busy. I'll tell him about the stuff I've been up to. See if he's had any other culinary successes, and shoot the kitchen talk for a bit.
Actually, Morven's voice is supposed to be down here. I apologize. There is literally another guy named Morven at Alberg, where Olin is right now. Sorry, I looked at the wrong Morven. They're very close in the notes.
Common name. That's fine.
Yeah. Morven was also the tavern owner where you guys were accosted by that lady at that other town.
Oh, really? Jeez, yeah, this is really
Good to see Arledge, we were kicked over that. They were
Sorry. I was looking at the wrong guy. He'll also talk to you about this, but he talks more like this. Yeah. All right, what else do you guys want to do? Is there anything you want to accomplish this day? Or do we want to kind of like zoom towards the evening?
How's Rhea and Love doing?
Oh, Love is already trying to fuck Rhea. Like, before... Like, she wants to get a daytime fuck in so that, like, they can come
have
back
nighttime.
Wait, what time? Yeah. What time is it that Love is drunk?
Oh, middle of the day. Oh, yeah. She is drunker than anybody
so it's
else.
like my family on Christmas Eve. I gotcha.
I think Rhea still has like some decency, and she wouldn't feel comfortable like going ahead if like she's sober and Love isn't. As in, like, they're not sure if Love is apt to make wise decisions.
Yeah, she's not. But she's trying pretty hard to get you drunk.
So however,
so,
Rhea will make a great effort to get really drunk really fast so that she can match her level.
Yeah, I think they're more than doable. Actually, hard to not be pressured into, maybe. And yeah, I think she is willing to lead you to like this like building that is close by where things are being stored and some people are going in and out. She's like, just ignore them. Behind some stalls. And it is later that evening. Where here, let me do a little, I don't know, little change of this just a little bit. As this evening, this pork is taken up, and actually they take it out and kind of like break it up. It's not like slices of pork. That they're it's almost like pulled pork, but not just the pork shoulder. They're mixing it all up and passing it out, and they have these big roll, almost like hoagie rolls, we would think of them. And there are different kinds of sauces that are just like almost slathered on top. Some of them are more vinegary, some of them are more sweet, some of them are really fucking spicy. And he's like, oh, this is what they use over in Crumptus. It'll fucking make the hair on your chest curl. Like, try this shit.
Oh, I gotta get that.
Yeah, people are eating. You notice the slaughter of 3 sheep as well. They slaughter, and they And as the three sheep fall, Obsession's knife cutting the last one and the blood going all over this white gown that she had. She holds up the knife, the same one she was cutting the herbs with earlier. Surprised that it even got through the sheep's flesh. As you're looking at this not terribly sharpened thing, Vogue in particular, and says, "Tonight, we light the log of silent dark to bring its crackling and brightness into the world, to stave away the evils, and allow everyone here to revel through this evening." And she steps to the side, and it is the Viscountess Radala herself, who just with like stone and flint lights some of the kindling at the bottom, and very quickly this blaze starts up. This very dried out log, like this had been fallen for quite a while, whatever it is, and the gifts, the offerings around light up, and everyone cheers and drinks. And Love, with her arm around Rhea, just kisses her full on the mouth. And and Lana Chanson starts singing. Dig through the ditches and burn all the witches. And yeah, just totally vibing. Sorry, I didn't expect her. I didn't prepare that many songs that she could have been.
It's all good. We appreciate Lana Zombie.
Yeah. Yeah, and as this is happening, like now, everybody's pretty drunk, right? Like everybody is now fully in the thing. Love actually having a little trouble. I'm just going to sit here.
Do you want me to fetch you some water, darling?
I'm just gonna put my head between my legs a little bit. I think this will be all right.
Shall I sit with you? You can use my thighs to lay your head down.
Splatter. It's up to you, really.
I think like I sit next to her and I gently lay her on my lap, and like I gather her hair to make sure it's out of her face, and like I kind of just like, you know.
My mouth is sweating a little bit
it's
here.
Okay, darling. It will be okay.
Vogue will be like, she's about to.
And I think I like put her head like right on the edges of my knees.
You are just so lovely.
Stop talking, darling. It will be fine.
What are we doing this evening?
Having sampled the pork, having bedded the lass, having discussed with the advisor, what else is left?
I mean, at some point, Mina definitely wants to be able to talk to Regalia about like why she came, but I don't know when that would be.
About why who came?
But why why Mina came here to.
Oh, yeah, you can definitely find Radala. She is definitely has had her fair share of drink, but is more composed than others. And at this point, she's just kind of like sitting at the edge of a bench, like inside the longhouse, but looking out at this Yule, like at the very end of the longhouse. And it's as busy as it is. There's not as many people as the last time you were here, right? It's not like shoulder to shoulder pushing through people. It's really the local lord just enjoying her time with her people. And yeah, she's sitting down now by herself, just on this bench, leaned back.
So I would approach now with like the traveling cloak off, so like with this dress, and then with the hat, this wide brimmed like dark blue with a slight pointed little top, and I'll say to the Viscountess, I'll bow, like curtsy slightly, and I'll say,
Viscountess Radala, I would ask an audience with you, if you have a moment.
And she, you know, not in her throne, right? Not in like the main throne chair, just on this bench
Still Skyrim style. But still,
she still manages the Skyrim lean, right? She's leaning on this table. Take it, just man-spreading, Viscountess spreading, and taking up as much room as she possibly can, with her like chalice of wine. Actually, she's not drinking ale. You notice as a little bit of red splashes around. Just an audience, yes, an audience with the great Viscountess. Let me get ready. What can I do to help you, my dear?
My lady, I am studying, or I am under the tutelage of Obsession.
I was not aware, actually.
Oh.
I know you had talked to her. You are her student, then?
I don't know if she would see it like that, but yes, I think I am. She knows a lot more than...
She knows a lot. What is it that she is teaching you? I don't imagine she is teaching you to the ways of the worship of Shakti.
No, but she knows much and more about the world beyond these mountains and the worlds beyond that, I suppose.
She is certainly from beyond the mountains. Pretty far from beyond, actually.
How is it that Obsession came to dwell with you? I notice she's not as the other people are here.
Unlike myself, actually, Obsession comes from the east. She lived among the ancestral places of my people, which is where she picked up our language and our culture, although I don't think she was originally from there. She found her way westward, all the way up to Parsa, and settled here in the time of my mother's reign. Obsession taught me much when I was a child, just as she taught my son. She knows very much and is very devoted to our god here. Probably why she did not last terribly long with my people in the east. My people, if we can call them that.
I am in your debt, lady. Your son, Arlich, helped to save my life. So, I would pledge to you my service. And in the hope to serve you better, I ask if you would sponsor me to attend the university.
She kind of freezes and stops this like playful nonchalance a little bit. Although she doesn't really move her body. She kind of stays in this relaxed pose, but eyes you a bit. I cannot call upon my son's debts. He will be Viscount one day. But I do suppose, if you were to wait for that day, your most studious years may be over. You wish to study at Parsa University. To what end, may I?
I was born on and raised on a farm, and for a long time all I could think about was getting my chores done each day and milking the cows and tending to the pigs.
This is a good living. People need food to eat. Having your own farm is a blessing.
It is. Yes. But it's not what I want for my life, lady. I want the things that only education can bring me.
Headaches.
forgive me for being so rude, lady, but your son is a wonderful person. He's very sweet and kind-hearted, but he will need eyes and ears around him who are wise to the ways of the world, and I think that I can be that. If you would let me be that for him.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage, please.
Oh, I'd love the same. 13.
I'm sure you will forgive me for being blunt. But you are tiny and weak. I see it in you. A weakness, a frailty. You have the blood of elves. This is something my people do not much trust, to be quite frank. This is something that Parsa does not quite trust. You say you want to know the world. I'm not sure you know much of the city you live in.
I'm so sorry for my impertinence.
I ask again. You wish to learn to protect my son from the world. You offer me. It sounds like something close to fealty, though you hold no lands, so I don't know what I would get from you. But you ask to study with the gnomes. You don't ask to study with the Duke, the ways of Shakti, and the Sword of Protection. You did not ask leave before you studied with one in my court, although Obsession is free to teach who she wants. You wish me to ask the university to take you, so that you may help my son. What if my son opposes the university? Who would your allegiance be to? Those that taught you of the world, taught you the view you should have of it, or the one you knew before you entered?
Lady, before an allegiance to the university or to your son, my allegiance is to my own mother, who raised me right. And that is what I will place my trust in.
What if your mother becomes an enemy to my son? What then?
I believe your son is kind and good. But I would not let him hurt one I loved.
You're honest. The university does not care what I have to say. But I give you leave to petition the Duke.
Thank you, lady. It is more than I deserve.
It is likely true. Be sure to make something of it. Now, it seems that one of my thanes has just thrown up on your friend's shoes. Excuse me. And she will go up and try to help Rhea with love.
My
you have any
lady.
up?
Yes, I tried giving her water, but
Oh, just dump it right on their head.
Right.
Were there any other plans this evening? You had flown the idea of dreaming the night away. I just wanna.
Yeah, I mean, after cleaning up my shoes with a few cups of water and stuff, I shall reconvene with my friends.
Vogue's like 7 drinks in at this point. Up for anything.
Enjoying the party so far?
Oh, did you have that pork? Did you try the Crumptus sauce? Oh, I don't think I have any nose hairs left.
Afraid I didn't have the chance yet.
Drinking on an empty stomach that's alcoholism.
You should probably eat more, speaking of which.
Oh, I don't know if I can.
What about you, Mina?
The Viscountess can't sponsor me, but she said maybe the Duke would be able to.
Well, that's good,
That
right?
is great. Yes.
I don't know, guys. This is all very scary. It all feels to me like I have to sell myself to attain this situation, to attain this position, and I'm not comfortable with that.
Hold on, but what if we just go to the university and find out what it takes? Maybe they just need money.
It takes a sponsorship, Fug. There has to be someone who's going to vouch for you. Otherwise, it seems like at least that's what Tapo said. They won't take you. They need someone in power who is going to vouch for you.
Everything in Parsa is doable with gold. So I'm sure there's some sponsor for sale out there that you wouldn't have to pledge much to other than money.
Vogue is probably right, but I will say, Mina, when you don't have property or gold to offer, it is most often your own value that will come into play. Now, your job is to figure out what it is you have to offer and what it is you're willing to offer.
Or maybe they have scholarships. We could find out. Maybe they have a competition or an exam or something. You could ace that. Or we could cheat.
Or we could cheat.
You guys are just being nice. Thank you. I do appreciate it, but I don't think I'll be attending the university.
Don't give up on it yet. The Duke is as good a lead as any.
Duke's good. Let's find out what the real requirements are. I mean, have you asked at admissions?
At what? At what? I'm sorry, I asked.
Admissions. How when they admit you?
No, I just asked Tapo. I thought that I would just have to get a sponsorship, but I'm sorry. I don't want to ruin your night. Don't worry about me. I'll be okay.
The night's pretty much over, darling. Don't you worry.
Night's just getting started, Ria. You should hear what Mina has a proposition me to do.
What's that?
I thought if folk wanted to try dream, we could do that here.
Maria goes silent. What did you just say?
Yeah, there are other worlds than these.
Right, we gotta find out if what I
don't
saw
want to
with
hear it from you, Vogue. You are drunk. And you abuse drugs on the daily.
abuse is a strong word, but fine.
Maria, Obsession said that she's used it, and she's had the wisdom of multiple lifetimes. And I know that awakening will bring him back. Or it should.
What if it doesn't?
If it doesn't, I'm sure Obsession and I could figure something out. She's very experienced with it.
You know what's in those old casinos, Mina? bodies. Dozens of them, if not hundreds. And you know how these bodies came to be? Dream usage. They all just popped the pod right in their mouth, fell asleep, and I'm sure they had great dreams, which they never woke up from. Of course Vogue wouldn't say no. And Rhea looks back at Vogue. I'm sorry, but this is ridiculous.
We proved it. It's gonna be fine.
Because it worked once, you proved it?
This is not how it works.
Oh my god. It could have been sheer luck. It could have been Shanzi's body refusing to take onto the dream. It could have been anything. You have no idea if what woke him up is the awakening. You are willing to risk your life? This easily. And Mina, I cannot believe you even entertained the idea.
What if this is the dream, Rhea? What if this is the dream and not the real world?
You notice beside this child, the one that you had spoken to before, sits there with a little top trying to spin it, and it just keeps falling over. From a distance on the side of this still burning log, this log that will likely burn for days, you hear Lana Chanson singing a new song, it seems, that she's working through now. Oh, the 12 Mahana and give their gifts to me. Some food from the Mask of Plenty. And you look out as this this beautiful feast and celebration continues.
I mean, I know Vogue. You guys are set on doing this. I won't be able to stop you, but
I don't know.
Aren't you at least a bit curious about what's on the other side?
I like what I have. I like my shitty little shack, decorated with shitty little bugs. And I like the shitty little hats my mom really wants to show me weekly. And I like that I have a job that allows me to buy opium and wine every so often, enough for me to enjoy some nights out of my week. I like that I'm not so miserable I've attempted to take that all away from myself. And you're telling me, the two of you are telling me you're willing to take that away from me. Or at least a part of it. I'm not curious enough to risk the things I like. The things that make my life not so miserable.
There you have it, Mina. No fun when Mama Rhea's around.
Kids, the two of you, I cannot believe it.
Rhea, that night when that man stabbed that girl. He said that he knew her in the dream. He said that he remembered living a life with her. How would that be possible if it was just some illusion? How could they have been together there and remember one another there if it was just some lie created by a drug?
Mina, people get high on all kinds of substance, and they will be told anything and just roll with it. 'Cause their mind is prone to imagination. For all we know, this guy, I know I'm supposed to know his name, but I forgot, told her that they had kids together, and she just rolled with that information and created this whole fantasy that he fed upon her. And they just kept on building up with each other. That's what you do when you're high on something.
Okay. I won't do it.
I turn to Vogue. You're that sick of seeing me, is that it?
Oh, come on. I know you'd be on the other side, waiting for me. Wouldn't leave it just like that. If obsession can do it 4 or 5 times. But I hear you. I understand. It's nice to know you care so much.
I'm so stupid.
At least I'm happy.
And I take him by the shoulder. I'll find you in the next 10 lives if I have to, Bug. But I'd rather not have to. You hear me?
And he just pitches forward and like hugs you with his giant fat form. And like hangs off you for a second. Oh, you're the best friend I could ever ask for.
Alright. That's usually what you say after one too many drinks.
Too many. I mean, not enough.
Please, guys, I think with all the times we risk our death, I think let's not scare each other with even more threats. Yeah?
Yeah.
One of these days, let's go talk to Nyan, because he was in that vision I had, which also had the aroma, and it seemed dream-related. And you should have seen my feathers.
I think Rhea just like... I'll go see if Love will be fine for the night, and we can go back home afterwards if you
What? I'm not going anywhere. We gotta find a barn or something.
A barn.
I'm not walking all the way back. You can go. I'll sleep right here.
Rhea, you should go check on Love. I'll take care of him.
Okay. I'll talk to you guys later. And I'll go check on Love again.
As Rhea walks off, Mina will turn to Vogue and say, "Meet me behind the longhouse in 5 minutes."
Fuckers.
5 minutes.
I am an audience member.
So as Mina walks behind the longhouse, she'll sit in just an open area wherever I can find it. Set off a little way from the wall, and thinking about everything said tonight, she'll trace a circle in the earth. And in ritual, it takes 10 minutes, so I assume Vogue will find me as I'm doing this, but I'll begin to cast a spell.
Okay.
Minutes later, you'll hear the heavy, lopsided clip-clop of a familiar set of hooves.
Quieter back here. It's dark. No one else is behind the longhouse. There's not terribly much space, really. I mean, there's a good amount of space, but not huge amount between the longhouse and the wall. Maybe 15, 20 feet. You still hear the sounds of the revelry on the other side.
You was this circle you're drawing?
It's a place where we can be safe, at least for now. And after a few minutes, I finished casting. I finished setting up this circle, and what springs into being is a dome that reflects perfectly the night sky beyond, the constellations, the whatever we can see in the sky. And from the outside looking in, it appears to be a perfect mirror of that dome, a dome of the stars, the constellations, but opaque, concealing what happens within. As I cast Tiny Hut around myself and Vogue.
Nice.
And Mina will get up and turn to him and say, Vogue, it's your choice if you want to do this. Because I know you will, with or without me. And I prefer with.
With, I prefer too. It's nice to have you around. But what about everything Rhea said?
Are the birds real, folk?
Are the what real?
Are the birds real?
Real as you are. I'm not making it up if that's what you're asking me.
I don't think you are. And I think it means that you've had a past life that you can't recall.
I just don't... I mean, maybe. Obsession did say.
My mom fell into the dream Vogue and she woke up and she had me, and I don't know what happened to her, what was done to her, who did it to her. But I want to know more about what this thing is and what it does to you.
I hope we're not going to come out of this with a kid. I'll just say that.
I feel horrible about lying to Rhea.
You didn't say much of anything. You were just quiet.
Still lying. Still not being truthful.
Alright. If you're convinced the awakening is going to work, then there's no risk.
Even if the awakening does work, folk, I don't know what's going to happen to you down there before it does. So there is some risk.
It'll be fine.
It could be anything, folk. It could be any world, any situation, any person, any life. I don't know.
It's going to be clouds and flowers. And I'll enter the dome.
It as you press it, it does, like, it ripples. It does like a ripple, like the surface of water, and it lets you through. Though it might not let others through.
Uh-oh. Alright, so you got it brewed already, or you need some beans?
I will snap my wrist, and the pouch of Dream appears in my hand.
Oh, that's fine. I had that covered. I mean the awakening.
I'll flick my wrist again, and the Dream disappears, and the vial of the awakening that I saved, that was brewed by Fausta, appears.
That was good stuff. It was sweet, too. Alright, Mina.
Remember me, folk. Remember my voice if I call to you.
You can't forget that. You want to do it?
Just thought you were kind of shoot or something, and I would just stand here as you collapsed. But I mean, do you want me to give it? Do you want me to do like a? I can pretend it's like a spell or something if that's better for you. But
Yeah. That's good.
Just imagine Vogue laying on the ground, like on his back with his hands like this. Yeah, dude.
Pretty much. I would have lowered to a sitting position, cross-legged, with like somewhere to lean back without hitting.
How do you even take this stuff? I don't even know how you do it. What?
You like pop it, and then I just breathe it in.
Oh, okay. And I just grab his nose and just squeeze the nostrils. Just shove the plastic bag.
I mean, you know, like those mushrooms that you squeeze, it goes like and like that's, I feel like what it feels like inside your mouth. Just this dry dust coats the inside of your mouth and like immediately makes you start cough, right? Like doing a tablespoon of flour that just dries everything out. And then a voice says to you, "Welcome to your dream." And it compels you to answer it truthfully. Where does your heart lie?
My heart lies with my friends, Rhea and Mina.
This is a lie. And you sink. As if you're sinking further into the earth. As if the earth is coming up around you and everything around you is black. You left that world for something. What do you seek?
Do I still feel drunk here?
Your mind is so clouded that you can't feel yourself. It's like when you first wake up and you're not sure what is real and what is not. But you can sure hear this voice clearly through.
I seek understanding to know where I am and where I'm from and where others are from.
This will not be provided. And you sink further again. As if gravity is pulling you straight through the earth, which has become soupy. And your breath comes not so regularly, but raspy and quick gasps. What should I show you?
Show me when I was a bird. Why were we there? Who were we with? Was I happy?
This is nonsensical. Enter a dream of my choosing. And you see these birds again. You see this blue jay on the branch. You see this penguin waddling away from you in this darkness. You see the log in front of the longhouse burning with these twisting vines coming off of it, and the vines twist and make the head of a bird looking upwards towards the stars. And you sleep. And you start to dream. And that is where we'll pick it up next.
God, my silly little goose.
Peer pressure.
Haven't seen a goose yet. Haven't seen a goose yet.
Zam. Okay, this is happening. Thoughts?
Say no to drugs, kids.
Say no to drugs. Don't get peer pressured, because then that's what you end up into.
In case you're wondering what these people just did in the fiction, they just said, it's fine to take the heavy stuff. We could just drink coffee afterwards. This is not the way it works, my friends. You know,
We proved it out. It's gonna be Gucci.
I'm very excited. I'm very excited. You guys have made it to level 5. You have money in your pocket, and none of you have lost a character yet.
Yet.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
I mean, come on, what a better time to do a dream than on Yule, baby.
On Yule,
Scrooge, motherfucker. Let's go.
Yeah. You will
There's more gravy than engraving you.
You will be visited by 3 birds this night. One is a waterfowl. One is
Delicious.
Yeah. Welcome to my dream, everybody. We will not be meeting again till after the Easter holiday.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives me a little bit of time to prep.
Different campaign. That's totally different campaign.
Entirely different campaign.
New characters, everything. I'm not myself.
Very excited for it. Thank you all for watching. We very much appreciate it. We have a bunch of videos up now live on YouTube. We have almost an entire. It's there. I'm gonna make it be all there so you can see it. An entire Avatar Legends campaign, guys. Beautiful mini campaign for Avatar Legends. We have all of this campaign up to, and pretty soon including this episode will be up, and we have some one-shots and the pre-work we did for this campaign. If you're wondering, why is there a guy named Willie Grunion on a boat? We can answer that.
Who is this totally awesome Auntie Talk? We can answer.
Why is Goblin governments controlled by aunties? We cover that.
Faustafetta.
The Faustafetta. Yeah. What are these dreams? Well, these sick motherfuckers came up with them. Like it's lovely. It's lovely.
We did that.
Yeah, it's wonderful. So,
fault, isn't it?
Check that out, and also check out our Discord, because I think it would be fun if your speculations lived there in the public domain. Because I can. It gives me more chances to laugh when other people try to understand the machinations of the god of this world. We'll see you again soon. And
be careful, people. The sexier your DM's voice gets, the more dangerous the situation becomes.
Tis true.
I've been feeling fine for you, baby. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.